Good afternoon, students.
Afternoon.
Afternoon, sir.
Afternoon.
All right. So I may be late in saying Happy New Year, but Happy New Year to all of you. May also be late to say welcome to year 4 because you've already spent a semester, and also welcome to year 3 because the semester has passed. But nonetheless, Happy New Year and happy year 3 and year 4, and looking forward to be working with you. I know it's not a lot of you. Does this represent the cohort of students?
I believe 3 more students should be 4 more students.
4 more students? Which 4?
Dowdin,
Dowdin,
Karel,
and Karel.
Alicia, and James Stewart.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know James Stewart, but I think I know the others. All right.
Yeah, James new.
Oh, it's new. Okay, good. All right. So welcome for just one of you here as year 4, and the rest of you are year 3. Welcome to environmental statistics. It's a course where a lot is going to be expected of you. I am having interfaced with all of you before previously. I know what it is that I'm coming against. These are students, you are students that have displayed a propensity for good work. And as a result of that, I'm expecting nothing less than good work. You know me, I will come to my class, all of my classes I'll present, but there's going to be a level of participation that is going to be required of you. Nothing less. I would expect that that level of expectation will be carried forward through to this course, and just trust that we will be able to see eye to eye, and we'll be able to cover the course in not only good health but with much success. We don't have a lot of you in the group. With the 4 more that is to come, I'm looking at 8, and what I'm expecting is that all 8 of you will be successful in its offering. All of you would have done pre-calculus in order to get here. So you'd have done an advanced level course in the associate degree program. Some of you may have done foundation concepts 1, 2, 3, and this is your final math course, statistics. What is statistics? By the way, before I even ask what is statistics, you know the rules. It is easy when I'm teaching a group before, you know, the level of respect that is going to be required. I give you respect first. I expect to get back the respect. But respect is not only just students being insolent, you know, rude, but respect is also you're not coming to class. You will let me know that you're not coming to class beforehand so that I don't turn up and having to wait on students to join. Respect would be when I give you assignments, that the assignments are submitted on time, because when it is not submitted on time, it means that I would have moved on to other activities. And it is disrespectful to think that I'm going to stop those activities to cover those assignments. Fortunately, a course was taken from me today because I had 5 courses teaching, and 4 of which were in the evening. I'm relieved of 1, thank God. So it technically means that I have much more time to spend with you and the other groupings that I have. So communication is key. If you're having a difficulty, I know we're all working people. Communication is key. If we are having a difficulty, it is only right for you to communicate that difficulty. Sir, this is the situation. May I have an extension? or sir, this is a situation, I have to work late, I'm unable to be at class tonight, but I will listen out to for the recordings. But there has to be some levels of conversation, communication taking place with student and facilitator, because not only that you are here to complete a bachelor's of science in environmental studies, but I'm also here to help you to prepare for the world of work. And when you're not turning up for work, it is only right for you to say to your supervisor or your boss that this is a situation and will be unable to attend work today. They cannot just not turn up and expect that everything is hunky-dory. Doesn't work like that. And it by extension, it really doesn't work like that in the education system either. So I'm hoping that this semester, we will see eye to eye. We will be able to work closely together. That you will complete your assignments on time, and subsequently be successful for the course. Yeah. So you know the other stands that I'm looking forward to. I have taught some of you at the associate degree level, and I've taught some of you at the bachelor's level, and here we are again. Are there any questions of me?
Sir, I won't be able to turn on my mic until I reach to work. I'm on my way to work.
Okay, that's fine. I appreciate that. I'll keep that in mind. So when I'm calling upon you, you will be able. I know that you won't be able to answer. Appreciate that. Anything else? Anyone else, Ratha?
No, sir.
All right. Bless up, Mikey. All right. So what is also very important? Sorry. Why? Who was that? Venika, that was you?
Yes, sir. Something same issue. I'm driving, so
Okay, got you. Thanks for the clarification. But what I want to have happen also is when we are having our sessions and I ask a question, I would expect though that that those questions don't allow me to speak to myself, which is what I don't want to do. I understand, yes, Benika said maybe she can't talk because she's driving. Pastor that he can't turn his microphone on until, but for the rest of you, I would expect that we'll have some levels of conversation going, and that you all will be able to participate, and don't allow me to speak to myself. It's not a nice feeling, because I can tell you what can happen. I could stay in my bed and talk to myself. I don't have to log on to talk to myself. So I really hope that this semester will be one where it's pretty much smooth sailing. Some of these issues that I've had, not necessarily with this group, but with students on a whole, and what? This is not nice. And I really don't want to experience all of that for this time around. All right, so it clearly wants me to have. All right, clearly wants me to have issues. All right, so we meet on a Tuesday and on a Thursday, it is, or Wednesday. Which are the days?
Let me check. We meet on a Tuesday and on a Thursday. Thursday, 7 to 9.
Thursday 7 to 9. But on
7:30 to 9
sorry,
o'clock.
7:30 to 9. Oh, I was wondering. But at 7:30 to 9, but on a Tuesday we meet 5:30 to 7.
Yeah.
Great. Do you have a class immediately following this class?
Yes, we do. Built environment today.
Or built environment in systemic period? All right.
Yes.
And on Thursday, do you have a class before my class? Oh, it's Mr.
Environmental
Peart.
law. No,
Oh,
environmental law.
oh, that's Miss Davita
David,
Isaac.
yes, correct.
Okay. Okay. Good. All right. So, as I said before, this is now outside of math. The last grouping of bachelor students we had, and this would be Michael Paz would be the third such grouping. Benika and her group would be the second such grouping, and the first group that we had, they did pretty well. All the students who started off, no, that's not true because that person started off. Well, all the people who went to the fourth year of the program was able to complete. Somebody fell out in the first year of the program. So I'm expecting all of you who would have gotten here for the year 3 in particular, because I know the year 4s are all together still. I'm expecting that you guys will come to fruition for this program and complete your stuff. For me, last year's graduation was a fulfilling one, seeing those students completing and walking across the stage for the first time within the institution, a Bachelor's of Science in Environmental Studies. So I'm really looking forward to seeing more of you coming across. So please, hard work, only hard work is going to be accepted. All right. The
Sir,
system.
one question before you get it. In terms of accreditation, how far along are we with that?
I was in on a meeting on Friday last week, and it is as close as your eye is to your nose. Everything from Excelsior standpoint is ready, but there is, as I understand it, an issue now for the UCJ and CCCJ to be sorted out, to be hammered out. But based on what is happening, based on what I am understanding, it's a feeling like before the end of this semester, and well, before the end of this semester, it feels like the accreditation, the institutional accreditation, will be granted. And if not by the end of the semester, definitely by the end of the academic year. And the academic year will go up until summer of this year. But based on what was coming on, and I also sit on the executive, and I'm hearing very good reports. We would have complied with all our submissions and all our due diligence, but there is an issue with the CCCJ for them to finish off their submissions. So as close as your eyes are to your nose, is how close it is that we'll be granted institutional accreditation. So let's keep our fingers crossed that we are on our way to have this realized.
And it
but
will,
thanks for that question.
And it will be positive for the bachelors.
Oh yeah. Once it is that we get institutional accreditation, all the programs that are offered within the institution will be accredited retroactively.
Okay, perfect.
I mean, I say retroactively, it means even those students would have gone on years before, they would have now an accredited program. Interesting though that you asked the question, because more and more of our students now are asking about accredited programs. The honest truth is, when I was going to school, Mikey, there was no conversation about accreditation and who is accredited from who is not accredited. And the great UWI, up to recent as maybe just before COVID, many of their programs were not accredited. I'm for sure my degrees weren't accredited, but they recently got institutional accreditation, and then we had those programs being accredited. So it is a process, and all of us are trying to get on that and bandwagon having, our programs accredited. But yes, it looks good for the college. It looks very good for the college. If you were to ask me, and I'm straightforward. Had it not been that way, I would have said to you, boy, brethren, let us talk off here. But I can speak like this in this forum because it looks pretty good.
Awesome.
It looks pretty good. And any other question before we get into it? None other? Remember, you can talk to me. I don't bite that hot, so you can ask me your questions. I will definitely answer those. All right. So I won't believe at that point. All right. So what is going to happen now is the editor's office already set up. I will go through as much as I can now, and then towards the end of the session, I will definitely add you guys to the platform because there's going to be work that is going to be required of you on Editorsoft. Also, your course syllabus is going to be attached to Editorsoft, so you can have a look at those or look at that. There are going to be some areas that I would want you to go through. There's going to also be some levels of self-directed learning, and that is going to be with regards to Editorsoft, what it is that I'm expecting you to do for me, so that we can all cover the syllabus in due course. Yeah, so those are some of the areas that we need to be looking at. Also, I normally like having a group, a WhatsApp group, so it is that we can have conversations. This is where I'll be posting your recordings for the sessions once the recordings become available, and any conversation to be had. If somebody's having a difficulty, you drop it in the WhatsApp group. So if I don't see that piece when I come to class, somebody will say, "Oh, Michael has a difficulty," or whatever the situation is. So of course, I no longer take charge of these administrative responsibilities, but I will leave them to you guys. So you can go ahead and set up your WhatsApp group and add me if you really want me to be there. All right. Let us see if we can hit the road running. Oh, there's a question. Oh, yes, man. Thank you, Papa. And then I have returns to you and yours. All right, so I am going to be looking at our unit 2. Unit 1 pretty much asks what is statistics, and I'll just ask you about those. Unit 1 is a lot. It requires lots of reading. I will yield to unit 1 based on a conversation that we'll have over Editorsoft. What I want to do is to go to unit 2. Unit 1 is almost self-directed. It gives you the different types of statistics and for you to do your explanation and to know what is going to be required. So I will leave that up to you to get that done up. It don't make sense I come to class and read for you when it is that you can do that for yourselves. Right? So we will have conversations on it once you get access to Editor and can complete those assigned tasks in a timely manner. So I'll jump to unit 2 and ask some very important questions. So the learner outcome on the presentation of data, the learner outcomes will be to construct simple frequency tables from a given set of data. We will also determine the class intervals, boundaries, and limits from a given set of data. We'll also construct some group frequency tables, and we'll be able to draw some pie charts, bar graphs, histograms, frequency polygons, and curves, relative frequency polygons. These are going to be very important stuff for us. And then we're going to be using some exploratory data analysis techniques to select the most suitable tools for data analysis. Now, you may wonder why it is that we are going to be doing all of these stuff when it is that you're doing a degree in environmental studies. Very important. Paz, are you still at NEPA? It's not NEPA. Is NEPA or NSWMA? Which one? Where are you? Oh, Paz can't speak. Anybody
He's
know where
at
Paz is?
Met Office.
Or Met Office. All right. Excellent. So he's at the Met Office. So what is going to be very important is for Paz now to gather some data, some weather condition data. He'll be able to gather those data, and he should be able from this course to use the most appropriate method of data representation in order to convey that information to his superiors. To say, you know, this is the level of rainfall over the month of January. You know, based on the data, he may decide a pie chart is going to be the best, a bar graph is going to be the best, or a histogram, right? Based on what is going to happen, he may also decide that, you know what, the data is best represented using a scatter plot. So based on what it is that you're doing, you're going to be responsible for using the appropriate representation of your data. And you may end up using more than one. So it is that you can help with the whole analysis of your data. All right. So we are going to be looking at some pictograms and pie charts. We're going to also be looking at the bar charts, some simple, some multiple and component bar charts, using more of those that are going to be contained here. We'll also be looking at line graphs. We're going to be looking at some frequency distribution for those grouped and ungrouped data. And then, of course, our histogram, frequency polygons and curves, and our cumulative frequency. So that's our unit 2 in a nutshell. Really not difficult. I know I won't finish it today, but maybe by Thursday of this week, I should be able to cover all of those. So we need to start off with what a pictogram. It talks about pictograph and pie charts. So we need to talk about what a pictogram is. So I'm just trying to bigify this. All right. So a pictogram is one of the simplest and most popular forms of data visualization. It is also known as a pictograph, or an icon chart, or a picture chart, or a pictorial unit chart. It is used in a series of repeated icons to visualize simple data. The icons are arranged in a single line or a grid, with each icon representing a certain number of units. So for example, if you are in water resources, you may use this to say 1 in 9 people worldwide do not have access to safe and clean drinking water. So using that pictograph in and of itself, well, let me ask you, when you read that just now, how effective is this to convey that information that 1 in 9 people worldwide do not have access to clean and safe drinking water?
I'm sure it was effective because for example, if you can't read, but you can count you can actually see the difference with the 1 itself, and you realize that there is 9 of them. So you realize that it's the sum total of that. So you know that is 1 out of all of them, all of the 9.
Excellent. And even me not looking at the screen now, and you know, you're able to, if for example you're in a session and this data is factual and you're going to be speaking about it, that picture speaks 1,000 words and you can remember what exactly is on it. So for example, on billboards, you can't do that much writing on billboard for it to be effective. You have to use a pictogram, so it is that we can convey that data. So, 1 in 9 of what? People worldwide do not have access to water. And you put that big enough on a billboard, it says, it speaks 1,000 words. That in and of itself will convey the message that you really want to convey. And then if it strikes your interest, you may put a barcode on it to say, for further information, click or scan. And if it really interests you, you can go ahead, scan, and get more information as to what it is. So, pictograms really serve a particular purpose. Now, I can only recall going to a party for some kindergarten kids. And I remember just assuming the responsibility of manning the bounce about. And even though some of those kids couldn't read, there were pictures on it. You may see a flame with a circle and a cross in it, like you will see a cigarette, and that cigarette has a circle and a cross in it. It will say no smoking, for argument's sake. You don't have to put any words there, because once it is that you see the cigarette in that circle with a cross, it will suggest no smoking. True or false?
True.
True.
Yeah. COVID came, and on some of the doors you see no entry, and then you see a mask with a circle and a cross there. Or sometimes you don't see anything on it, you just see the picture. And you will read automatically, it says, okay, I cannot enter if it is that I don't have a mask on, right? So these can speak very loud languages, and they have their purpose in conveying information to the public. Now, tell me what it is that you're getting from that, even before I scroll it further. What do you think that pictograph is saying? Guesstimate what it is that you think it is talking about.
By 2016, 60% of the population uses phone or have WhatsApp or something along telecommunication.
And that is excellent. I have not given you anything more than just putting a telephone something there. And what I've done is to put 10 columns and 10 rows. And the torsos of a human, so to speak, and cross out 40 of them and just put 60% by 2016, 60%. So this could be a lot of things, and you're correct. Could be that by 2016, more people are going to be using cell phones, could be smartphones, could be Blackberries, whatever the situation is. But without even putting anything more on that, you were able to capture the essence of what it is that I'm talking about. Did anybody else get that information from this picture that I've posted?
Yes, sir. Or it could be 2% more population will be making phone calls.
It could be that too. Could be that too, right? So in and of itself, it is giving you something, and you know that it is referring to telephone because you're seeing the telephone icon up top. All right. So let's go further now. It says that percent of people in the world had never received a phone call in their lives, right? And you may say to yourself, "Yeah, right. Who know?" And that couldn't be in Jamaica, because if the baby on the breast now is clamoring for a cellular phone, so maybe not to talk on, but definitely to watch nursery rhymes. This is the era of YouTube babies, right? So even a baby on breast knows how to hold a cellular phone, right? But you are correct. All of you are correct. I can use this to convey any bit of information. And what it is that you guesstimated just now wasn't too far off, right? Now it is that we can see the true picture of what it is that we're trying to convey. That by 2016, 60% of people in the world had never received a phone call in their lives, right? And then now somebody may say, no, sir, that no make no sense. That can't be, right? But we're very liberal in Jamaica, so we may say we may disagree with this statement. In other parts of the world, it is very true. Some parts of the world can't go on social media, because it is is just how they do it and what it is. All right. Look at this other one. And I'm just giving you some examples because I really want to hammer home this thing because we don't know what is possible. Even though most people believe goal setting is important, look at what is happening. You have 10 guys, 5 at the bottom, 5 at the top. 2 of them in yellow and the others in pink. 8 in 10 people say their lives lack an overall goal. Does this information convey what it is that it is saying?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, man. So you see, so a picture graph has its advantages. It has its disadvantages. Can you give me a disadvantage of having a picture graph?
Sometimes it's left, the interpretation is sometimes can be left to the individual viewing it, and you might not be getting the correct message based on your common knowledge of signs and shapes and so on.
All right. And very good. I agree with you. One of the things for me is, for example, having these pictographs that are child sensitive. I don't know if you ever seen this commercial. Have you had your big bamboo? You know the drink, the big bamboo.
The big bamboo drink.
Right. Can you tell me what imagery is portrayed right there for that commercial? Anybody remembers? Or are you too young for that?
I think something sexual without
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. So you had a woman who was, skimpily dressed, and from that you could also infer some unfortunate conclusion. It is not what it is that you want to convey, but you will get the attention. And because Big Bamboo is really a beverage for men, having that woman up there would will speak to their appetites, so to speak, right? So it is a marketing strategy, but also that's one of the disadvantages because you have young kids watching televisions and seeing posters and billboards of all of these things there. So that's one of the disadvantages for me. One of the most common ones is, I talk about like and subscribe. You talk about, what's the rating? You talk about, is it 5-star? You're going to a hotel and you want to know if it's a 5-star hotel. This is the pictograph that is also used for a hotel to see if this is something. You go on Airbnb and you want to see, how many stars it has. You look down to say, okay, and you also want to see how many people would have visited, because you don't want one person to visit and give it 5 stars because you don't have a true representation of customers going there and really truly rating it. So, so which is why they ask you when they give you surveys and they ask you to do the rating. This rating now goes so it can advise others, of what it is that we need to do, right? So there are so many others, that we can use. This is my pet peeve, really. When you go to nowadays restaurants, what they're doing is cooking the food with all too much pepper. I mean, spice doesn't make the food nice, really. It's just cook the food. If I want to add spice to it, I add spice. So you can look at it to say, okay, Clearly, if I don't want any pepper at all, which of these would I go for?
Bell pepper.
Bell pepper. And if I really, 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 really like it very, very hot, which of them I'm gonna go for?
Catch money.
Carolina Reaper.
Which one? Oh yeah, the Carolina Reaper. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the Carolina Reaper because that is really, really very hot. And if I'm one person who, don't like it too, definitely I want some heat, but I don't want too much heat. Which one or ones would I go for?
The Anaheim and the Poblano.
And the Poblano, very good. So if you're in a restaurant, things like these, the picture graph could also help you to make a quick decision. Could also use to make a quick decision. Let me now ask you, because as I'm speaking about this, other examples of the picture graphs are coming up to me. Give me some examples of businesses that you've been to recently or whenever that have picture graphs that assist you in making an informed decision without having to seek any assistance. And let me see who will come up with the one that I'm thinking that just came to my mind.
Restroom, male and
Very good,
female.
yeah. Yeah, very good. No, you're correct. Very good. Anybody else? Versus, Michael, sometimes you have a family room too, where, you may have a baby and you have mommy and daddy, or you may have mommy and lots of kids. So you have a bigger room there that can facilitate the family. So you have male, female family room. And of course, God forbid, you live in the United States now and you have that place that is gender neutral, but we're not going to go there. But yes, you are correct.
Sir, the sign on that one is a man with a little curly hair on top of his head.
Okay. It's when a God alone can save them. But anyhow, which other ones you've been to recently? Where have you been that you've seen a picture graph that would have assisted you in making an informed decision?
Open and close sign.
Open and close sign is good. Yeah. Push and pull.
Push and pull.
I was at a place sometime late last year, and somebody was coming through a glass door, and I don't know if the glass door was very clean, but the person walked right through the glass door. Well, I never walked really through the glass door, but connected his face, nose, and mouth on the glass door, and it was, moments later, his mouth was in pain because his face was swollen, very swollen. So it is important that we look at the push and pull signs, very important. But there's another door. Talk to me.
Information desk.
Information desk, yeah. What about, and I'm passing a place now, what about you going to a gas station and seeing the prices, 206.90, 222.90, 219.90? Can you guesstimate okay, hear me out. 206.90, 222.90, and 219.90. Which one do you think is the most expensive one?
Repeat the price, sir.
$206.90, 222.90, and 219.90.
222.90.
What do you think that one is?
Diesel.
Could be.
These
you have a lot of these.
These
or 90.
Are 90, yeah.
Right. So I would think that the cheapest one would have been 87.
Yep.
So to my mind, 206.90 would be 87 because the 90 is going to be more, right? So, and the diesel is all the way, is going all the way up there now because most of these heavy vehicles like the Discovery and all of these Prados, they use the heavier type hydrocarbons, right? But what about you going to like Western Union and you're traveling and you see these signs, escalator sign, you don't have to ask if there's an escalator, you don't have to ask if there's a step up, step down, staircase, you see the different flags, These are all pictographs, you know. Because I mean, especially going through an international airport where people may not necessarily speak that language or speak different languages. When you use pictographs, you are actually communicating 1,000 words, right? So those are some very important reasons for us using pictographs. Get that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So guess what? It says pictograms and pie charts. I'm finished the pictograms, right? So now we're going to be looking at some pie charts, and I'll take you into um, okay, I got my stuff mixed up just now. I will not take it into the frequency table just yet. It did say pictogram and pie charts. I need to rearrange this one. Right, so let me look at the pie charts. So I was about to say
Before you
that.
move on,
Say it again.
before you move on, question.
Go ahead.
What about road signs? Will be pictograms as well?
Absolutely, absolutely. And you have to know those road codes, and that's a very good one. You have to know those road codes, you know. Incline, you're going to Orchard, and see them put a little wedge with 5%, and it's showing a downward arrow or an upward arrow. It means that you're climbing an incline and it is 5% steep. So the man must say to you, heavy vehicle, keep to the left. Because if you're stalling and you can't move, at least you won't obstruct traffic. And at least when help is coming for you, help don't have to be in the middle of the road. They can go on the soft shoulder. So which is why when you go on these highways, the soft shoulder is like a whole lane in itself. It's not a little piece of soft shoulder. It's a whole lane where a big vehicle can actually pull off. You ever recognize that going on the highway? That the
Yes,
soft
sir.
shoulder, yeah man, the soft shoulder is a whole lane in itself. And then of course some of these unruly drivers are actually driving in the soft shoulder in order to get away because clearly we're not driving fast enough. But yes, man, these road signs are very important, and we need to know what the signs are and know what it means. Some of them, when you look at it, or look at them, you will see, you'll wonder what does this sign mean? But you know, the moment you look at it, it's sometimes, most times, they are self-explanatory. All right. So even before I move, all right, are there any other questions? All right. No. So I am projecting a pie chart even before I ask you, because this could also be a pictogram. So I am conveying some information to you. I want somebody to report to me what this pie chart is saying, what it is all about. Give me a report. I'm giving you a 2 minutes report. You are presented with something. You're on a team and you're presenting this pie chart. You're projecting this pie chart and presenting it to your directors. Can you explain to them exactly what is happening here? Anybody, somebody.
So, I mean, the title of the pie chart is given a different, giving different information on what's actually in the pie chart. As it's saying, favorite flavors of ice cream, and it's studying and playing.
Oh yeah, that's right. It
Flavors
should be
of
that.
ice cream.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that one. Oops. Hold on. Hold on. Something is not right here. Thanks for that observation. What did I do here? Yeah, you're right. All right, I will change that. So tell me, look at the pie chart and tell me what it is that could be a plausible title for that. pie chart and then tell me what could be a plausible title for such a pie chart.
Daily activity of a student.
Very good. Any other title? Talk to me.
It could also be an illustration of time spent on certain activities. Time spent on activities over
Very good.
over a week, yeah.
Very good. All right. What report can you give me from this now then? So both titles are plausible. What report can you give me of the information conveyed in this pie chart?
This person spend their time mostly sleeping.
Or that
Spend most time sleeping.
the main activities of students are school and sleep.
Okay. More than, okay, very good, yeah. What's the least time? What that the students spent on an activity? What activity
Tablet.
the students spend the least time?
Tablet.
Tablet time was the
Tablet time.
least. And followed by which one?
Playing.
Playing.
Which one is next?
Others.
Good. Followed by?
Study.
And then?
School.
And then sleep. All right. So you see, I didn't have to tell you guys anything, and everything that you said to me is correct, because the pie chart was able to depict all of that information. The pie chart was able to depict all of that information, right? So when you're doing your pie chart, if you're given a pie chart, because you can be given a pie chart on the exam to construct, and if you're given a pie chart, just as how you see this pie chart clearly identifying the activities, without you having to know which activity this person spent the least time on. You don't have to see it in a book because I'm conveying that information. So one of the things that they do or can be done is instead of having a write-up where you have to sit down and read through a document in order to get this, you do a pictograph, you do a pie chart. So it is that a page of information that you would have to sit and read. We can just project this on the screen. Businesses no longer want to have these lengthy reports. The reports are written, but you are going to do some representation of it so that the business can go and decisions can be made quickly. So even the whole business of writing reports, there are different ways now of writing minutes. Because when the minutes are now written, it's done in column format, and persons who have responsibility for dealing with such matters are identified in the column. So they don't have to go through, they don't have to scan through the report to say, Michael is responsible for this, or Asia is responsible for this, or Benika is responsible for that. The information is right in front of them because nobody has the time to go and sit down for long reports. But think about it. How impatient or patient are you when you're scrolling through a particular video and the video is 3 seconds, 3 minutes long, and they're not getting to the point? What do you do? Sit and watch it, or you scroll?
Scroll until I find the interesting part that I want.
And this is the era that we're in now. So nobody has time to develop the story. We just want to get to the end. We just want to get to the end of it because we have no time sitting to see, to develop the story, to see exactly the plot We just want to get to the end. All right, just tell me the end of it. Just tell me the end result. I don't want the process. I don't want the intermediary. And that is really sad in our communication these days. All right. Now, that's the reason why I have the flavored ice cream here, because I was doing something on this side. So let me just give an example of how it is that we can use pie chart. And I will also show you how we're going to go about doing a pie chart, calculating a pie chart, because a pie chart is not just looking to see that that sleep has the larger figure, so we make sleep bigger, or school is a second large, and there's going to be a random and arbitrary thing of it. Let me ask you, I want you to give me a percentage of time spent on school. Can you look at it and guesstimate?
25.
25, okay. How did you get that?
Because the quarter, like half of the circle would have been 50, and then half of the 50 would have been 25. So I just guesstimate it as 25.
Okay. Does anybody agree with him?
Yes, sir. Up to 25% of the 24 hours of the day.
Okay, so it's between 25%. Okay. So if you're not using 25%, what other representation you could use?
Water.
Very good. I want to use up the statistics, I want to use up the statistics, right? So either 25% or a quarter of the time spent on activities was school. So you can even say that. So when a decision is being made, you can say, well, a quarter of his time is spent, or her time is spent on school or school, yes, school or school activities, whatever it is. All right. So that part is also important. So let us look at another example. It says the favorite flavors of ice cream for BSc Environmental Studies students are given in the table below. And it asks us to draw a pie chart to represent the given information. So don't worry about activity, that should be flavors. I was copying and pasting, and then I'll go back to change that. So where you say activity should be flavors. And the other side says percent of student flavor preference. Now, how many different types of ice cream do we have?
6.
6 flavors.
6.
Good. So there are 6 flavors. Now, as short as this table is, we can find that there are 6 flavors, and at a cursory glance, which is the preferred flavor?
Rocky Road.
Rocky
Rocky
Road.
Road, which is the least favorite.
Chocolate. No,
Chocolate.
cookie and cream.
No, cookies and cream.
Cookie and cream.
Cookies
Some
and
people don't
cream,
like
right?
cookie and cream. That weird.
Sorry. Did you say broccoli, Michael?
No. Cookie and cream.
Broccoli.
Because I want to know what broccoli ice cream tastes like, right? But yeah. So even looking at this table alone, you may say, but sir, this table is easy to read because you can just look at the table and say that cookies and creams is the least favorite. Rocky Road at 28% is, the most favored ice cream. Having representation using a pie graph or chart, same difference. You will be able to convey this information even in a more suitable fashion than just having it in a tabular form. All right. So this is what we're going to be doing. This is what we're going to be doing. What do you
Not hearing you, sir.
A full circle measures how much degrees?
360.
360.
Hello, my students? 300, 360. All right. Now, what it is that I'm going to be doing is finding 15% of 360. I'm going to be finding 12% of, sorry, hold on a minute, please. Your pre-calculus teacher is calling me. Mrs. Francis? Yeah, I'm in a class now. Yeah, I'm in a class. Sorry about that. So you're going to find 15% of that 360. You want to know what 15% of that circle is going to represent, and that is going to represent your vanilla and so forth and so on. What I'm going to ask you to do for me in 2 minutes is to tell me what percentage, what degree amount of the circle is going to be representing all of these figures. Hello, are you hearing me, guys?
Yes, sir, we're hearing you.
Oh,
Yes,
okay,
sir.
yeah, I got disconnected just now. All right, so yeah, so continue. I give 2 more minutes.
So, sir, we're supposed to vote, like, to find out how many students like the flavors. That's what we're supposed to do.
I think we're supposed to convert the percentage to degrees.
Degrees.
Right. Is the
Yeah.
degree that we're the degree that we're trying to find of yeah, the degree to represent on the pie chart.
Okay. I hope then. Sweet. All right, so we get them, man.
You got them? Right. So so this here, really and truly, the number of people interested in vanilla, for argument's sake, you're not interested in that. You're not interested in a number to say 5 or 10 or 15. What you're interested in is a percentage, because it may mean that it's a homemade ice cream something, so you don't have many people coming to do it. I mean, to shop at your store. So the number is really not important at this stage. What is important is just the measure of your central angle there. So what we'll do, so 15%, so remember, where this 360 comes in play is a complete revolution. So that 360 is representing the complete revolution. And that is that of a circle. So 15%, of course, is 15 over 100. And when you multiply that by 360, you're going to get 54. 12% is going to be 12 over 100 times 360, so forth and so on. 20 over 100, because percent means out of 100. Now, what is important is that when you would have, by the way, everybody got that?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Following.
Good. Now, when you would have done your calculations, I want you to add up something and tell me what happens here. When you add up your 54 to your 43.2 to your 72, 100.8, 54, and 36, what do you think is going to happen?
So add up to the
You're
three.
supposed to get the 360.
Very good. So it means when you're plotting this on your pie chart, it means that all of this will fit on the circle. Every one of them will fit on the circle. Now, when you look at the circle, do I have the circle? When you look at the circle, oh, by the way, before we do that, we're going to what do you think we're going to be needing to use to assist us in getting this circle?
A protractor.
Compass. A
A
compass.
protractor.
Depend.
Yeah, you're going to need a compass too,
Sure.
yes, to draw the circle, but you're going to use a compass to do what?
The compass to draw the circle and the protractor to
degrees.
get the angles, the degrees.
Degree in angle, right? The angle in degrees, very good. So I say this to say to you that you're going to be needing a geometry set. We don't know what is going to happen. They may very well give you a pie chart to plot in the exam. You see, first class, and we start talking about exam already. It is possible. So I don't want anybody to have the notion that, okay. Are you hearing me?
Yes, sir.
All right, let me
Yes, sir. Hearing.
switch my internet access. Say that again?
No, I said I was hearing you, but I agree. I agree with
Okay.
everybody with the protractor and the compass. But like the first thing that I thought was like Microsoft, something like technology wise, to get the degrees and the circle.
No, man, but you're correct, Is this pass, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So when you get to report your percentage of rainfall pass or the percentage of landslide over here, so instead of you having vanilla, chocolate, rum and raisin, you can have cities and location and whatever the situation is. And then you can do the stuff. Yeah, you can use your computer because you're going to be doing a simulation there, but for an examination purpose, we're going to be using protractor and so forth. But yes, man, if you're doing a project for me, or if you are doing any report at work, any environmental report, or any other report, yes, man, you go upon your you have your data in your Excel, Microsoft Excel, and you click on your charts, and you click on pie chart, and boom, automatically calculates it. That's exactly what I did in order to get this. I didn't use my protractor. I just went on, get it extracted and put it here so that I can at least, show you what it is that it's talking about. And really and truly, if I were one of those OCD person, my pistachio will actually be green. My chocolate will be what color?
Brown.
Brown.
My Rocky Road will be what color?
Gray.
Brown and white, because it has the chocolate with the marshmallows in there, and vanilla would be more white or cream, you know. But for the purposes of, I mean, that's just for presentation purpose, right? But for the purposes of a class, and for me to convey the information that I have here in the table, that's exactly what we do. So what I want you to do is to get a geometry set for me, so that I can spend some time in class showing you exactly how to go about doing your pie graph. I don't want to take it for granted that you know how to use the protractors. I want to be able to help demonstrate. All right. So when we look at it, what can we say? Just look at the pie chart now and tell me what conclusion can be drawn from this. I'm seeing one blaring at me. If I'm writing up my analysis, say it again, Paz.
That the rocky road is preferred, most preferred.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Pistachio and chocolate are equally vanilla. One of them look like them is equally preferred. Yeah, vanilla and pistachio.
Mm-hmm. But let me ask you, pistachio, cooking and cream, vanilla and chocolate. I know the values are different, but don't you think that their preference are very close? Those preference for those ice cream are close in terms of their value?
Yeah, they look
Yeah, they look closer. Yes, we know that they're different, but from, so if I'm writing, I could say clearly the preferred flavor would be Rocky Road followed by Roman Raisin. But customers almost equally enjoy pistachio, cookie and cream, vanilla, and chocolate. Do you think that would be a fair statement?
Yes, sir.
Right. All right. So let me explain how one of the importance of statistics as well. So one of the areas that I am going to be doing with you is called regression analysis. I may in the middle of the semester just stop everything else that I'm doing and jump to regression analysis, because I want to be able to spend enough time on it, because any statistics exam you go into, regression analysis is a must-have. Like when you did pre-calculus, you hear that Kramer's was a must-have. Yeah. When you're doing statistics, regression analysis is a must-have. So just like how Kramer's was 20 marks or 30 marks, enough marks, I'm expecting regression analysis to be lots of marks. So if you can go into in the exam and answer your question on regression analysis, you're on the way in passing the course. You're almost finished passing the course, because you would have covered quite a bit of those areas. All right. So it is very important that you follow the instruction of the teacher. You listen to what it is that I'm saying. Pie chart is not a must-have. You need to know how to do it. They can give it to you,
but it doesn't come on the exam paper every year. But if it comes, I know you guys will be able to do it. But what I'm saying to you, something like regression analysis is always on the paper. So when we get there, whether or not we like mathematics, we're going to love it because we're going to go into the exam and we're going to do the question. Chances are it's a full mark question for 25 or 30 marks, whatever it is. We're going to do that topic. We're going to get your question out of the way. All we need to do is to find another question to answer. Remember, the aim is we're not failing this course. I'm not available to teach no one student this course again. We're all passing this course the first go. All right. So when you do the regression analysis, you will always, every single time, having done your analysis, well, the calculation, to do some analysis following. So just putting a graph like that is not good enough. You have to put the graph and then give some explanation to what the graph is saying. So you have to say, no, based on the pie chart, Rocky Road, Roman Raises, support, and so on. So it is that your reader, whoever you're presenting to, can see what is happening because they can look at it and see. And based on what you're presenting, they can say, yeah, that makes sense. I see that. Yeah, but for real, Rocky Road is the preferred one. And if I look at it, I can say cookie and creams is the least favorite. And then if I'm your supplier, I say, all right, since cookie and cream is the least favorite, a recommendation, if it is that you're making one, since cookie and cream is the least favorite, I'm not going to buy any more cookie and cream because I already have a half a bucket. And I only sold half a bucket in 1 month. So I'm not getting any more cookie and cream. Rocky Road is, and Roman Race is going very fast. So guess what? Give me an extra bucket of Rocky Road and one more of Roman Race. You see what I'm saying? So this information, by just looking at it, can inform you to make your decision. Fair enough?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, a bar graph. So we're looking, so I want you to follow what it is that I'm doing as I go through the syllabus. And that's why at the start of it, I put my syllabus there. So I would have, it says construct simple frequency tables from a given set of data, determine class intervals, group of frequency data. So all of this here, draw and use pie chart, bar graph, histogram, frequency, polygon, curves, so forth and so on. These are the contents now that I'm going through. So I've looked at for tonight, pictograms and pie charts. Now it is that I'm looking at our bar graphs. So this is one of the things that I want to do as I go through the syllabus for you to know that Sir mean business and he's going through the stuff on the syllabus. So now we're on to bar graphs, right? We have 10 minutes and I can show you a thing or two on bar graphs so that you can have an understanding as to what it is that we're talking about. Are you all following me so far though? Am I coming across clear to you?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. So we're talking about a bar graph now. It is also called a bar chart. A pie graph, a pie chart, synonymous in speaking, right? So my bar graph is going to be a geographical display of data using bars of different heights. Don't confuse a bar graph with a histogram. There is a difference between a bar graph and a histogram. Let me just jump to that. Oh, come on, I need to have it. Oh, Lord, I need to arrange these things. A bar graph versus a histogram. You know, my bar graph ends up with gaps. My histogram does not. And every time I teach this course or statistics and I'm teaching this topic, I get myself into trouble. And I'm prepared tonight to get myself into more trouble. So a bar graph is like living in Kingston where you can walk on your house. A histogram is like living in Portmore where the house them join up together.
All right. Okay, sir.
You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So when you look at the quads, you either join at the side or you join at the back. But you join, no gaps. But here, so you can walk on your house. You can walk on your house. You can walk on. So remember, you have to know the difference between a bar graph and a histogram. The bar graph has gaps. The histogram has no gaps. They kiss each other. right? One house kisses the other house. No privacy. You lick the wall, your neighbor here say you lick the wall. Here so, you have a little bit of privacy. All right, so that's the difference between a bar graph and a histogram. So now, so imagine you just did a survey of your friends to find out which kind of fast food they like best. And we talk about KFC, Popeyes, Burger King, Wendy's, Pizza Hut. Let me just ask, canvas the class quickly. Which is of the 5 of these, which is your favorite?
Pizza Hut.
Popeyes.
Pizza Hut?
None of them.
Popeyes.
Come on, don't be a party people. Come on, you have to select one of them, Mikey.
I will go with Popeyes.
You'll go with Papa. Yuck.
Yeah.
What do you say, yuck?
Yes, yuck. I'm seeing a name, Christine Simpson Henry. Christine, this is your first time at the college, right?
That's Alicia.
Oh, this is Alicia.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, because I'm wondering, who on earth is this? All right, never mind, mommy. I'll talk to you afterwards. Oh, Carol is here. All right, good. All right. Yeah. So, Asia, what is your favorite? Which of these is your favorite, Asia?
Pizza Hut.
Pizza. Oh, you did say Pizza Hut. I heard that. Oh, Venica is gone, and I hear Mikey say Popeyes. Yuck. Carol, which is your favorite, Carol?
Choosing one of them.
Wait, say?
Carlo Barbelly, sir.
She crave. So you say all of them, Carol?
That's
Carol
a good
said
choice.
God no.
All of that good.
Pause. Where you say no?
I said Popeyes.
Oh,
Yep.
me think you said all of them. So hold on, because me that don't hear Carol so good. Did Carol say all of them?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
She's
sir. All of
craving.
them.
She craving body. For me, of this 5, my favorite would be KFC.
Yuck.
I don't care. More for me to eat. KFC is, and it's. I don't want to sound like Carol because I want her to be the only craving one in class. But for each of these places, I have like a favorite meal. KFC would definitely be original anything. Popeyes would be that deluxe sandwich. Burger King would be the international chicken sandwich. Wendy's would be the, what are some of the names?
Baconator.
No, sir. No, not Baconator. The
Caesar salad.
yes, I love that Caesar salad. And Pizza Hut, Lord Jesus. Anything in a pizza,
Meat
I will
lovers.
have.
Just gross.
Meat
So
lovers.
Carol, you have company, Carol. And I don't know why I'm talking about food at this hour of the night when I'm very hungry, but yeah. So we have a class of students there. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, and there are 5 of you here. So each of you, have that. All right. So since Carol said all of them, Carol is going to be Burger King, the craven one. So that Carol has all of that here. Let me just reduce this so you can see. You can see a little bit, all of it at the same time. So we can represent the bar graph looking like this. Let me just reduce it one more time. I want to show. Right. So KFC. So looking at the bar graph, I have on my y-axis here how many. My x-axis here, I have category, and I have my different fast food places. So I can read from my bar graph to say, what are all of them? Wendy's the least, when they only have one, right? And I can say, well, blue is Burger King, and Burger King is all the way out there at 6. So the information can be represented. And again, at a cursory glance, you can see that Burger King is all the way out there, and the next one follows will be my Popeyes. And for KFC and Pizza Hut, people can't differentiate between the two because they are equally liked at 4. All right? So that's what my bar graph looks like. I have another example here. Favorite car type. A quick survey again. Mitsubishi ASX, Toyota Corolla, Toyota Probox, Honda Fit, Toyota Camry. Hey, I will put Toyota right here. Say no.
Sir, where's the Audi?
Where's the Porsche?
Yeah,
No man.
Where's the Jaguar and the
None of you
Yeah.
call my car yet, you know. Which is my car? Come on, talk to me, man.
The Pro Box.
No, sir. You idiot. Crazy. Which of them you think is my car? My car is not listed among these, you know. Tell me which one you think is my car, though.
Camry.
No.
Yes, sir.
Crazy.
I'm proud of.
No,
That
man.
under the
The Fit.
Better me walk.
Mercedes.
The BMW, man.
Oh, the least
That's
favorite
one
of them
for
all.
them.
That could
Yeah,
have
man. The BMW. If it's not a BMW, it's not anything. And don't ask me. I love the BMW, and I don't own one. But in due time, I will definitely own one. But yes, so I can look at my favorite car types, and I can go ahead and I can also plot my bar graph. Remember, my bar graph has spaces between them. That's the point I'm trying to bring across here. My bar graph has spaces in between. All right, very important. And of course, I'm sure you guys can do it. One of the things that you're going to decide upon is the width of the length right here. You will definitely know what is happening here, but the length here we go up to a maximum of 9. So what we can do, we can either go up by 2 or we can go up by 1. I decided to go up by 1, and you notice here the size, the width of my ASX and my Corolla, Pro Box, Fit, and Camry are equal. So I wouldn't put one smaller than the other for uniformity. All right. And that's what it is. I won't necessarily go into the multiple bar graph diagram, the examples of it. What I can do, I can show you a picture of the multiple bar graphs. The multiple bar graphs can be used to do a comparison of different things. So I'll just show you what it is. So this is what a multiple bar graph looks like, right? This is going to be like import export in a particular year. So you can know that in that year, imports right across the board was always higher than export, right? But as it increases in years, the number of imports increases also. However, in 1994, the number of imports almost mirrors what happened in 1995. Can you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
close.
So, right, very close. So what I'm saying to you, just looking at my bar graph, I can draw some conclusions from it, right? So those are what the multiple bar graphs look like. I could also compare males and females. I can compare, maybe 2 schools together. It's whatever it is. I can have my multiple bar chart, right? So that's where I'm going to stop. But I will stop by asking, did you see anything new, or did you're already introduced to some of these concepts before? How do you feel about class number 1?
It's familiar information,
Very
so
good.
it's not difficult to understand.
Very nice. And I like when I hear that, because it means therefore that to regurgitate the information shouldn't be difficult. You went into your repertoire to put out something that you'd have done in 5th form or 4th form or 3rd form, and then it's represented here in this manner. And also, one of the things that is very important is, as you guys are completing a Bachelor of Science degree, you are going to be required to do many more reports. Even at this stage of my life, I'm required to do reports. I have reports to complete. So it's going to be very important that you understand the different representations of your graph. So chapter 2 is going to be the easiest of the chapters in this stuff, and it is really not difficult. All right. So I will end here and give you an opportunity to refresh yourself somewhat for your built environment, you say?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
man.
that's the
All the
next one.
best.
Thank
All
you.
the best.
All
And
right,
thanks for
Tuesday.
coming out. Yeah, man. Take care.